Landon, what really stood out to me, man, from watching your highlight was just the smoothness in your route and just being the grade that you're in and everything else. Just already have that kind of just the fluidity, just being smooth and everything in your routes. It's very going to pay huge dividends as you get older and continue to grow in this game. Okay, my suggestions for your highlight video are the following. All right, the very first thing we need to do is add an information slide at the very beginning. Okay, and I know you've kind of got one there, but the best way to really go about this is to go on Canva. Okay, and this is free, and you want to put all the information of your name, school, graduation year, position, height and weight, X account, email, and phone number. Okay, put all that info on the left, put a picture of you on the right, take that slide from Canva that you created, download it, upload it to your Huddle highlight video, and put that as the very first thing on there. Okay, and a few reasons we want to do that. A, everything is right there accessible for the coach in one certain spot. Okay, he doesn't have to go try to find all of your information. They like the tangibles, they like to see those, they like to see the X account, they like to see the phone number. Okay, and so that way they can really see that stuff and not have to go find it, because a college coach's time is very valuable and very short. And sometimes I have seen it happen to where if they can't find that information, they pass on the kid and go on to the next kid. Okay, so we don't want that to hinder you at all. And that way, when they have to type in their information or have that all the information, it's all right there accessible to them. Make it easy on them as possible. Okay. The second thing is removing just the background sounds. I've got those 3 clips on there just to make sure. Just always check your background sounds on all clips. Okay, and the reason we want to do that is because we don't want to have anything that's going to distract that college recruiter from evaluating the film. Okay, when these guys are watching your film, they're watching 60 to 100 kids in a day. Okay, and this is how I did it. I sat in a dark room, I had my lamp on, and I had music going. You get in the zone, and sometimes when background sound or music or captions pop up or something like that, that's just something going to distract you and kind of get you out of your zone. Okay, so we want to make sure we take that off and just to not hinder us in any way from that coach. Okay, now go into your sequence of plays. All right, within these sequence of plays, we want to put our best plays to start each section, like we've got here. Okay, these sections include long TDs, all right, and short TDs. That's basically your 25 and in, your red zone type stuff, and then your explosives. Your explosives are anything from 15 to 20 plus yards down the field. All right, basically not a touchdown. And then as you grow, and everything else is blocking. Okay, no block, no rock. So always add some blocking clips in there, and then kind of your remaining offensive highlights. All right, and those remaining offensive highlights is not necessarily an explosion play, but a good play that still can show what you could do. Okay, maybe catching that 10-yard dig route, going right over the linebacker, getting his hands down off of you or something like that. Okay, giving somebody something at the top of the route and then catching that 5-yard out route. Okay, just one of those things that's kind of can still propel you along the way and help move that needle. All right, and that's why sometimes we just want if we add the information slide, or if there's a play maybe we kind of hint that might hinder us, we take that out just to help us move that needle. Okay, so just kind of doing those things. Now, within these sections that we've got here, we want to, like I said, put those best plays to start each section to capture that coach's attention. Like I said, he is watching 60 to 100 kids in a day. If he doesn't see anything in that first minute, he's going on to the next kid. Okay, so we want to keep him watching for that longer period. That's why sometimes moving those long touchdowns and all the touchdowns, because coaches love 6. Right, moving that to the front, but we've got to put our best 3 to 5 to 6 plays within that section. Okay, you don't want to make it a 10 touchdown section. Yeah, they know you had a bunch of touchdowns, but they want to see other things. Okay, they want to see those things of how you can maybe break something off at the top of the route. Okay, sticking it within your inside foot, running the post, keeping it skinny, depending on what the safeties are doing. Okay, see those certain type of deals. Now, go into these clips. These ones I have here, okay, that I've got timestamped. This is how I would start each one. And now I know you've got other ones, but this is how I would start. Okay, so your long touchdown here. Okay, like I said, we're on the 35-yard line. All right. If you've got a different view of this, do it. If not, just leave it right here. It's a great over-the-shoulder catch. All right, split being that number 3 receiver, 4 verticals. Okay, it's a great job there splitting that safety. Okay, next go into your short TDs. All right, and the best one I like is at the 17-second mark, and the reason being is kind of showing, boom, what you can do with the ball in your hands. All right, being able to make things move, just like I said, just running that out route, you just seem smooth. Okay, it doesn't take a lot of extra effort. All right, just showing that type of stuff. Okay, and then going to the 6-second mark here. All right, being able to go up and get the football. Okay, high point the thing. Great job of having to sometimes change your route up when you're in a corner route in the red zone. It's a great job there. Okay, next go to your explosives. Going to the 40-second mark here. Okay, this is your basically running 4 verticals again, quarterback scrambles. Okay, but just to show your extension. All right, that you got. All right, actually, you guys are running a little crosser concept. Okay, but a great job there. Okay, great catch right here. Okay, showing you being able to go up and extend this thing and make when the ball's not on you, still be able to go catch it with the hands. Okay, it's a great job. The play right after this. All right, a little jet sweep here, but to show how you can put that foot in the ground to get north and south. Okay, you're not just a route runner; you can be a gadget guy too. Okay, that is a great job there. Now, as we get older, one of the things we're going to talk about the improvement is just keep working on that long speed. We get this gap right here. Boom, we just got to keep working on it. That's where track's going to come into play. We hit that burst and we're gone. Okay, something to keep developing. All right, so like I said, a lot of great things, and we just got to keep changing things up with the video. All right, so like I said, information slide, get that on there. That'll be very vital. Removing those background sounds and then changing the sequence of plays, how everything flows. Sometimes I've seen guys they change up how everything flows. Boom, it just makes things seem so much better. Okay, so do that stuff. Put those best plays forward. Remember, 3 to 5 to 6 plays within each section. Okay, overall, this provided more dynamic highlight video for college coaches. after going over the game film feedback, let's take a look at what divisions you should target. Okay, I'm basing this off of the most recent highlight video, which is exactly what college coaches are going to do, and where the athlete can receive a scholarship right now. Okay, right at this moment, right now. Okay, this is based on a few criteria. First thing is the graduation year. Okay, you still have time, just being a younger guy, but use this to your advantage. Okay, use this of you have multiple seasons, you have multiple off seasons, multiple camps that you can go to. Okay, use that to your advantage to keep developing and keep growing with these improvements we're going to talk about. Okay, next is the size, then the foot speed, the long speed, and the strength. All right, that's what a receiver college coach is really going to look at. All right, so we really got to keep working on those things. Okay, now with that being said, the levels you should look at today for a scholarship are D3 and NAIA. Okay, now you probably will not start getting interest from these schools yet. All right, like I said, because of the grade. Okay, that's because of graduation. That's just with anything. All right, now with that being said, we can still start the communication process with coaches. Okay, they're emailing, possibly calling. They probably may not answer the calls, but here's the other side of it. Start getting your name out there through social media. Okay, DM these coaches, follow these coaches on X. You redo your huddle highlight video, send them your film. Okay, that way you can start this process for them, and that's going to keep helping us level up. All right, you have a long way to where you need to make sure you're marketing, branding yourself in the correct way. Okay, you got many years to do this, so we need to make sure we're doing it on the correct way. Do things on the field and off the field the right way. All right, now camp season's coming up. Okay, you go attend these prospect camps, and you need to go to introduce yourself to these coaches, but make sure we're going to the right ones. Okay, sometimes when you go to these mega camps, as a coach, it is very difficult to watch a bunch of 1,000 to 2,000 kids at a camp. Okay, because you get a page of 40 kids, you're trying to look at all their tangibles. There's like the information slide to watch how they're doing this, watch how they're doing that. You might only get 2 reps at something compared to other ones you can go to and put more money towards, to where that's going to help you get a more in-person small group setting, to where the coach can say, hey, go run this out route on this kid. Okay, or do a post corner, and they can kind of coach more one-on-one setting, helps out with those type of things. All right, you begin to develop that relationship with that coach. Okay, then when you send them that mid-season highlight, okay, after they've gone to their camp, okay, they're going to have a relationship just like I talked about, and they're going to know who they're watching. They're going to see you run that your inside receiver, boom, you stick that right foot, and you run that post across that safety's face. Okay, they're going to see that man. I remember seeing him do that at camp. Okay, but here's the deal: how can we also go attack these levels and get better? My suggestion to improve, all right, your game that translates to college football and possibly a higher division are the following. First thing, strength training. Got to make sure we're adding good weight. Explosion and power. It's going to translate to that college game. The combine just finished up. They talked about speed. They talked about burst. Okay, that's that explosion they're talking about. You got to be able to take those jams from those corners, okay, or the safeties, whoever try to come down, okay, they're going to try to jam at the line of scrimmage. You got to be able to take that going across the middle. That linebacker's trying to wall you off. You can't let him do that. Okay, you got to use your strength, because if he moves you, that's going to slow up the timing of everything else. Okay, you're being able to go up and get a jump ball with strong hands. Okay, foot speed. Got to do this with dot drills, live drills, cone drills. Okay, got to be able to get out of that break. Top of the route stuff. Okay, getting out as fast as possible. Got to be able to get off the press from a corner. All right, work on that stuff. Long speed. Track is coming up. As a receiver, you got to be in track. Okay, that's going to help that speed train, just like I talked about here. Okay, that's going to help those side of things. All right, you get called for a deep ball, you got to be able to take the top off and not get caught. Okay, so that's really going to help. As a when I was an offense coordinator, okay, all my kids ran track. All right, that's just, we ran track. My school kids ran track, and it's going to help develop that. Developing a receiver craft even more. Working on jugs and tennis ball work. That's going to help that hand-eye coordination. When I coach receivers, every small drill we did, we finished with a catch, whether with a football or a tennis ball. Okay. Then also, just developing this, work on that deep and quick game route tree mastery. Okay, work on being able to run all routes within the route tree as an outside and inside receiver. Okay, as an offensive coordinator, when you can take a player, move him around. Okay, the offense, no matter where he's at, he knows what to run. If he's on the left side, right side, no matter what it is, because you've mastered every route. That's going to make that so much more valuable for that coach, and coaches being able to tell other college coaches about that. It's a big advantage because it's harder on defense schematically. Okay, keep working on that, and then also, I'm going to add this in for you, okay? Work on flexibility, okay? Pre and post-training stretching. If you guys don't do it, you need to be doing this before working out and everything else, okay? That's that individual work. That's going to be, you need to do it before you go to bed, when you wake up. This is going to help prevent injury, okay? And here's the deal. Your best ability is your availability. If we're dinged up, okay, or something's going on and we can't have an opportunity to get film out there, that's going to hurt our chances with offers, okay? Same thing, you go to college. You're dinged up in college, that's going to hurt you on the depth chart, okay? Your best ability is your availability, so start taking care of your body now, all right? Now, these improvements are what receiver college coaches will look at. So double down, do all these things, hit it hard, and if it translates to your video, this can help you level up your evaluation and possibly have an opportunity at that D2 level, okay? But Landon, at the end of the day, man, everything is going to come down to your individual work, your outreach, as well as your marketing on social media, okay? And your relationship building with college coaches. I talked about how big those relationships were, so we got to keep working on building those, all right? Which is why the next step is your athlete interview, where you're going to get an interview with the coach and get coached on your communication and your interviewing skills, which is critical for the conversations you're about to start having with college coaches. So make sure you watch the video beforehand, be ready to go. If you have any questions, we'll be able to answer them at the end of the interview. Thank you.